One more important concept which will help reduce overfitting is a good initialization. Usually, when we initialize our weights, we initialize them from the Gaussian distribution. So we take a Gaussian distribution which has mean 0 and standard deviation 1 and we initialize the weights. But as we are summing Wx plus b, the output of the next layer would be very large. So let's assume in our first layer, the number of neurons is 1000. So we multiply 1000 weights with 1000 input x. So the output will have 1000 times more magnitude than that of x if the standard deviation is 1. Now that is very bad because if let's say we have 10 hidden layers, then each time we are increasing the magnitude by 1000 times. So our model would have a very large value and hence the derivative would be tending to 0. So the method to solve this issue is to scale the weights. If you reduce the value of the weights by 1000 times, then the output will still be in the range of inputs. So by scaling the weights, you can improve the convergence of your model to the correct value and reduce overfitting. This is already implemented in PyTorch. So when you initialize the new layers, the weights are initialized such that the output remains in the same magnitude. So let us have a short overview of what we have learned on how to reduce overfitting. So the solutions are increase the dataset. It's very costly, but sometimes it might be easier if you are stuck at a point. Next is the regularization. We can change reduce the value of the weights of the network. Hence, our model will not overfit. Next, we can introduce dropouts so that our model looks at different features of the image. We also had a look at data augmentation, inside which there are a lot of methods and there can be specific methods for your current task. Also, we had a look at how to initialize your model better by scaling the weights so that the output also has the same magnitude as the input. Now, let us have a look at how to do hyperparameter search. This is the most important part of training a neural network. Let's say you have set the number of layers, you have set a learning rate, and you start training, but your model is not able to converge. So what is the problem? How do you start debugging your neural network? So these are the number of steps that you have to follow in the particular order to understand how to change the hyperparameters to get to a better convergence of model. So first of all, pay attention to the learning rate. Most of the times, if your model is not converging, the error is usually in the learning rate. So start with a small learning rate, keep on increasing it till you see that your loss function starts decreasing. This will ensure that your model does not start at a very high learning rate and it does not converge because of that. So find out the optimal learning rate. Next, start increasing or decreasing the number of layers. So change the number of layers after you have found that a particular learning rate is converging your model. After that, think of changing the number of neurons in each layer. See that there are no bottlenecks. If you have a lot of layers, then ensure that in the middle there is not a single layer which has a very small number of neurons. Because of this, there will be an information bottleneck and your model might not be able to train. Another important part of training a neural network is the mini batch size. Because we are using approximation of the gradient descent, which is the mini batch gradient descent, the mini batch size is very important. So when we use a batch size, we have the assumption that this batch has the gradient which is similar to the gradient of the entire dataset. If this does not hold true, then the model might not converge. So start increasing the mini batch size to as much as your GPU can take in. Next is the weight initialization. So there are multiple types of weight initialization and you can try them out as well to see whether your model converges to a better value with different weight initializations. Next, there's the weight regularization. So there is the L2 weight regularization or L1 weight regularization. Both of them have a parameter lambda, which ensures that how much do you want to weigh the weight regularization with respect to the training loss function, either cross entropy plus sigmoid or log loss plus softmax. So you can change the value of the weight regularization. Next is the different kinds of weight regularization. Either you can use L1 or L2. And finally, you can experiment with the loss function as well. You can either use log loss plus softmax or cross entropy plus sigmoid or different kinds of loss functions which are there implemented in PyTorch. So let's just go over it once again. Before actually trying to start implementing or changing the different hyperparameters, start the training of the model on a very small dataset and overfit your model. This shows that there are no bugs in your code and your model can learn. So start if you have 1 lakh images, start with 100 images and train your model so that it overfits. Next, you start increasing the data set. When you increase the data set, let's say you go to 1000. So at that point, check which learning rate ensures that your model converges to the best value. For by this, you will get a fair idea of the learning rate that you need to use for training your model. Then you take the entire data set and now start changing the layers and neurons and check which hyperparameter will give you the best accuracy. Now, in the previous slide, I showed you some order. So start following that order and keep on changing the hyperparameters. After you have done this, again fine tune the learning rate a bit further to achieve better results. And then you can keep on rerunning everything, change the learning rate, change the batch size, make all the changes, again try out a new learning rate, and so on till you are not satisfied with the accuracy. So this is how you train a neural network. One important thing while training the neural network is to change the learning rate when your model converges. So if you start with a higher learning rate, the model converges faster, but it might not reach the minimum of the local minima. It might keep oscillating. So you start with a higher learning rate, converge faster, and then you decrease the learning rate. So you can do that in PyTorch itself. This over here, there is a graph which shows the learning rate scheduler of one single type, which is the exponential decay. So this is an exponential graph, and you can see that as we keep on increasing the number of steps, the value of the function keeps on decreasing exponentially. It starts at 1, goes to 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, and so on. You can use a similar learning rate scheduler where the y-axis, which is 1 by 2, 1 by 4, and 1 by 8, represent the learning rate, and the x-axis represents the number of epochs your model has seen the data for. So how to implement your learning rate in PyTorch? In the Torch Optim, there is a LR scheduler or the learning rate scheduler from which you can use the step LR, provide your optimizer to it, define the number of steps after which you want to change the learning rate, and set gamma which is a factor in your exponential decay, to 0.9. So after every 10 steps, the gamma, the learning rate, will change by a factor of 0.9. After every epoch, you do a scheduler dot step. So after 10 epochs, your learning rate would reduce by a factor of 0.9. So for 10 epochs, for 100 epochs, the scheduler will change the learning rate 10 times, and each time your learning rate is multiplied by a factor of 0.9. So that is how you implement learning rate scheduler in PyTorch.